right, I'm going to show you today how to start a new part in AutoCAD Inventor and then use that to extrude a simple rectangular glider wing. So there's two ways we can actually start a new part. You can choose to click on the new menu and then select standard part and then create. Or you can also notice this button here on the home screen and just double click on it and it will open up a new part. You can see that it says part, in this case 5 down here because it's my 5th video tonight. But you can also, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. You can also edit the name of that part and call it something else. Whatever you've called it should be the name that you see that. So once you save your file and change the name, this name should change. So when you're looking at your part screen here, there's a couple of tools that you're going to want to be able to view. Over here on the right, this is the navigation pane. And on the left side here, this is the model sidebar here. If you don't see either one of those, you need to go to the View tab and click on the user interface and make sure that the navigation bar and the model browser are clicked. The little boxes in front there are clicked. So we're going to start by going to the Sketch tab and starting a two-dimensional sketch. Now, depending on what you're trying to draw or extrude, you've got 3 different planes to pick from here. We're going to start with trying to pick the plane that's going to give us the side view. So I'm clicking on the view cube here so that I'm looking at the right view of the sketch plane, and I'm going to click that one for my new sketch. So we're going to be drawing essentially just the outline of the cambered surface of the wing from the side. So you can use any combination of tools you'd like. I'm going to start out using the line tool. Now, sometimes it's helpful to start with kind of like a guide so that you make sure that you're within the constraints that you want for your drawing. So a 2-point rectangle with 1 point being the center is actually a good place to start. So let's say you wanted your maximum chord, or in this case, because it's rectangular, your mean chord, to be 6 centimeters, and you want the vertical depth of your wing to be like 2 centimeters. So this first dimension box here, I'm going to go 2 cm, because as you notice, these dimensions are in inches. And then I'm going to click tab, and that will take me to the second box, and I'm going to put in there 6 cm. And hit enter. So now I have a 2 centimeter by 6 centimeter box. That's going to be the guide for the size of my my glider like side view. I'm going to click escape to get out of the rectangle tool, and you'll notice that the measurements are in inches. So the AutoCAD converted those centimeter measurements right into inches. So these are accurate measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the line tool, and I'm going to do my bottom 0 camber line. And then I keep pushing the wrong spot on my trackpad here. I should have brought home a mouse. to my line tool here. All right, one more time, drawing my line. All right, so I have my zero camber lower line. And then I'm going to draw another line from this point to do my cambering. So I'm going to go, I don't know, I'm just going to guess. All right, so I have my outline of my like straight lines on my side view. I'm going to do my arc using a 3-point arc. So we got to make sure that this is a closed loop. So notice anywhere that I put my point, it's yellow, except for when I get right on the end of the line I already have. So I need that one to be green, and I need to go right till I get green here. And then I'm just going to kind of pull this out so I get kind of my arced shape that I want here. I'm going to get out of that tool. So notice I now have this kind of like camber shape, positive on the top, negative on, or zero on the bottom. Now let's just say I'm like, oh, I really don't like how like pointy this is at the top. Maybe 2 centimeters was too much. I can click on this point and I can hopefully get it to drag down. Oh, except for I have some constraints in the way. So notice these constraints are saying that this point has to be perpendicular to that line there at the top. So I'm just going to delete these constraints real quick. Oh, why isn't it letting me delete them? Okay, well maybe not. It's not letting me delete that one either. Let me see if it's going to let me pull this down. Nope. Come on. It's being a bugger. Okay, now it's not actually showing me that there's constraints there. All right, the other thing I can do is just get rid of that line. Then I don't have to worry about the constraints. Nope, it's still not letting me do that. Okay, the other way that I can do this is click over here and say I've decided, I think maybe 1.5 will be better. I can change that as well, and it will not edit the right thing. That was just my rectangle. There we go. Now I just gave it something to follow here, so I can just edit it around. So this dimension thing, the dimension tools up here in this toolbar, if you do have a situation where you want to change one or more of the dimensions, you can always add the dimension to the drawing and be able to edit the dimension as well, such as like, I don't know, I'm going to make this 9 centimeters instead, just to play with it, and it will automatically change the size. All right, so going back here, getting rid of just some of these extraneous lines so they're not a distraction. Oh, I'm still in the dimension tool. All right, and then these guide lines are still here from the rectangle, so I'll just get rid of those too. All right, so we have essentially the side view of the wing right here. All right, so we're gonna finish the sketch and then go to our orthogonal view here. You'll notice we're looking at just kind of the outline of what the three-dimensional cambered shape is going to be. So now we're going to go over here to the 3D model, and we're going to click on the extrude tool. Now, this is a very, very simple drawing, so you really only have one profile of, in the geometry of your entire drawing. So it's going to automatically find that profile and go, this must be the one you're talking about because it's the only one that's here. If you had multiple profiles, this would be red and you would have to select which profile you wanted to extrude from. Now, depending on what actual shape you're making your wing, you may want to extrude in only one direction, or you may want to extrude symmetrically from the middle. Depends on whether you're going to end up mirroring your wing or not. If you're doing tapered or swept back or elliptical, your any rectangular part, you're just going to extrude one direction so that you can then finish the tapering or whatever you're doing, and then mirror the rest of it. So we're just going to pretend like we're doing just a good old-fashioned rectangular wing. I'll make a separate video for those of you who are doing tapered, elliptical, or swept back. And actually, swept back and tapered will end up being pretty similar. So in this box, you need to tell the computer what your wingspan is going to be. So I'm going to say, let's see, 20 centimeters is the max. So we're going to go 20 cm. And notice we now have a lovely rectangular wing that's drawn for us. A little off on the view here. It's a little cattywampus because I moved that one rectangle, but you got the idea. You can draw that and extrude your wing. And notice I'm turning it around using this view plane over here.